Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? The amount of views I've got off that video is crazy. I think it's like 2,300 views, and it hasn't even been out for 24 hours yet. Thank you for everybody who's commented, even the moaners who do not like me selling walkers for some reason because it's a crime and I'm apparently a bad person. Apparently I'm a bad person because I didn't want to tell him a reseller. Well, if I told him I was a reseller, maybe he might have not sold it to me. In the end of the day, if you actually listen to what he said at the start, he says, what do you want to do with it? Which is obvious. It's going to be for somebody who needs a walker. There's no reason I'd buy a walker for anything else. I buy to sell. People who buy off me are buying stuff because they need it. And I know walkers sell quickly, and everybody needs a walker eventually, sometime. Maybe not everybody, but most people do need a walker because they are very expensive to buy brand new. You're looking at that walker probably about £140-£150 brand new, right? And people who are not very well off, or people who are not able to buy one brand new, go on the internet and buy off people like me that will sell walkers. I am not doing anything wrong. The guarantee of somebody who needs a walker going out in a car boot in the freezing cold at 7 o'clock in the morning looking for a walker, I very much doubt him. I have done this long enough now. I have bought and sold enough walkers, wheelchairs to know walkers and wheelchairs, if you're trying to sell them on a car boot, especially in charity shops, they are really hard to sell. I am very good friends with a couple of people in charity shops. They know I'm a reseller. And when I see them price their things up, I said, I would have that, but it's just too much money. I'm not going to say it. It's worth the money you're selling at, but if you don't sell it, you know what I am. And occasionally they have said, well, what do you want to pay for it? And I say, this is how much I pay. If it's a good one, I'll pay a little bit more. And then they'll give it to me because they know it takes them a lot of time. And what do? They just chuck it away then. It just goes into scrap, or, it just goes to somewhere else and they try and sell it somewhere else. And it just takes ages. Me buying a walker will sell quicker and it will go to somebody who needs it quicker than anybody in a charity shop, anybody who sells it on a car boot. The car boot I went to, the person who buy walkers from, he didn't have any. And I buy them for about £5 each. You know that. He buys them from auctions in big lumps. He sells bikes, anything quite big and bulky. And he didn't have any. Then I saw that one. I was expecting him to say like £30. And I would have walked straight away and it would have been simple. I didn't have to put what I put in the video. There was a lot more to that video what I didn't put in. We had a nice conversation. We talked about how it works because I've never had one like that before. Mine have been very basic, the tri-walkers, the ones that fold up, with four wheels. This one actually folds up into a flat shape. So it's a bit more advanced and it's a nicer one. Thing is, I put in what you wanted to see. The whole point in YouTube is to get views. I get paid to do YouTube now, right? And I'm growing and growing and growing. Over the last month, I've got over 200 subscribers. And for a channel of my size, getting to over 200 subscribers in a month is quite good. So you shouldn't hate somebody just because they're buying something that you don't agree with, right? I said to somebody else, being sarcastic, are you going to moan at me now if I go and buy a teddy? Because a child could have that teddy and I've just bought it to resell to somebody else who has a kid who can't find that item and now they're happy. Just go and have a look at my comments, have a look at my feedback and all the happy customers that they've been dying to find one of these things because they can't find one. Some people do not like car boots, and for people to say to me, oh, you've got no morals and all this stuff. If I had no morals, I wouldn't even touch them. In a way, there's probably quite a few people Selling Dan used to do this as well. He bought loads of walkers, he bought loads of wheelchairs, and he was just doing the same as me, helping people who can't get out. If you need a walker or a wheelchair, 9 times out of 10 is because you're not even going out. I sold a walker last month to somebody, and I drove and dropped it off at him because he only needs it to go around his house, because, to go and make a cup of tea, because he can't walk too far. And he was so grateful. Saved time, he got it in the day, he ordered it. I said, oh, you don't live that far from me, I'll go and drop it off if you want. He goes, yes, oh, please. And he's so grateful. I had other people who have gone, thank you very much for this walk. I can't get out that much because I live in a remote area. Thank you. You saved my day basically for selling this at a really good price. All the things I do are for people who need stuff, right? Resellers get a bad backlash because they think that we are taking from people. Why are we ripping people off? I don't set the prices. Also, if you have never been to a car boot, everybody haggles, right? If they don't want to sell something for that price, that's totally up to them, right? They either buy it or they don't. But the thing is, I am actually so honest and truthful. I've done a couple of videos in the last couple of days, and they've been brutally honest about things that are bad in the reselling community, which I haven't said anything. I just put my opinion, and I don't tell other people to say stuff. A lot of people who have never commented before came out and spoke on their own comments and said this and that and that and that, right? So I shouldn't get backlash for that. I buy stuff and I show people how to make money. This is not for an ego trip. Oh, look, I bought this for that, I've done that. No, it's so you can go and do it yourself. I know you're always going to have haters on YouTube channels, on social media, because they do not like it. You're going to have them. Trolls are there because they don't have a life themselves. They are either bitter, jealous, or they are just there because their lives are not good themselves. And if you are a troll, you got to understand that your comments, you watching my videos, doesn't make any difference to me, because I get paid for you being a troll. So the best thing for you to do is not even watch my stuff, not even comment, because as soon as you watch it, as soon as you comment, you're earning me money, right? So thank you. The more trolls, the better for me. But the thing is, people nowadays always look at the negative, always look at the bad things. They don't look at the good things. People comment without even looking, without even reading, without even realizing what they're actually saying. I had a strange comment saying, you don't even say thank you to your customers who, you're buying stuff off from. So I decided to timestamp 3 different times in the comments, and it shows you I say thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what I mean? I am quite polite to people. A lot of people who sell on car boots are really lovely people. But yet again, trolls don't see the good. They only try and pick out anything that they can to make and try and upset the person who's in the video. Really need to get a life. Like I said, carry on. Your trolliness is making me money. But anyway, let's get on with the video, because I've ranted too much and I need to tell you about the Q&A, the Real Reseller Expo. That's what it's called, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about it now. Let's get to the proper point of this video. I had my little rant. Literally, that rant was about half an hour, but I had to edit it down because it was, I just go on. But right, the whole point in this video is to get you to get your questions in. I am going to be doing a Q&A on Friday, so the video will be out on Friday. It's not going to be live. I know some people have said, oh, I'll do it live, but the thing about going live is I will then get distracted with people saying stuff and basically asking me questions there, and then I'll supposed to be answering the questions that people have gave me, and it's just going to go all over the place. So I want your questions and I will answer them. The thing is, what's going to happen is I want this to be a community video. So everybody from the reselling community will come in, watch it. They'll see what questions I've been asked, and I will give my opinion. If I don't know much, I will say I don't know much. If I know bits about things, I will say I am not a pro. I'm not saying I'm a pro, but some things I'm better at than other things. Obviously, if you've got a Walker question, I'm probably one of the best people to ask. But I want you now, after this video is finished, to comment down below and ask me a question. It can be anything to do with reselling. So to do about how to start reselling, how to get the money to start reselling, how to become full-time, should I become full-time, niche markets, so anything about toys, gaming, clothing, anything, any sort of niche. Where's the best place to sell? Where's the best place to pick up? How to maintain your sales? What happens if you're in a slump and you're not selling? What prices? How to list? The list is endless. What you want to say. You might be having a problem with something particular to you, which is stopping you growing in reselling. It can even be about YouTube. You know, does it help with your sales? I will tell you that. Is social media worth going on to help your growth in reselling? I can tell you everything I know about most subjects. So if you want to answer one of the questions, I would say put the timestamp in the comments, and then put your answer. I do not want anybody being nasty to anybody. I'm not going to answer anything in the comments on that video. So I'm going to answer the comments in the video myself, right? The only things I'm going to say in the comments is if somebody says, oh, great video, thank you very much, and I'll put like, cheers, appreciate it. I'm not going to answer questions in the comments on that video because I've had a lot of comments to deal with in the last couple of days, and if I get a lot of comments on this one, you know, I have a life, you know, it's bank holiday, and I want to spend time with my son. Also, I'm going to watch probably one of the best films of the year, Godzilla versus Kong, and it's time for me and my son, so I won't even be on when it comes out. So, like I said, talk to yourself in the comments, help each other out. I will obviously put my input if I do see something, but if you do be nasty, if I see one person being nasty to somebody else or myself, you will get blocked and reported straight away. I am sick to death of people just coming on people's sites, people's YouTubes, and giving them grief because of what they do. There was a lot of resellers who I particularly do not think are very nice people and very, very like false. But there was also a lot of resellers who are very genuine, very good, and they will always help you, right? You need to realize and open your eyes who they are, and the ones that are good and the ones that are bad. Usually the ones who are bad don't really say much. The ones that keep quiet and don't want to they don't want to socialize with people when something's been said bad about them. The ones who speak out are usually the ones who are ones that are more passionate about it, the ones who actually care about other people to succeed, right? The reselling community is not a community unless you are nice to each other and help each other out. It doesn't matter who you are as a person. It matters how you help that person, right? So I'm here to help you, right? Yes, this is the real Reseller Expo, and it's going to be proper. It's going to be the proper way to do something that everybody can benefit from. Not something that I'm going to be boasting about. You're not going to hear anything about me trying to boast about what I did, how I did this, do that. Basic questions like, you just need to start. Well, that's easy. Everybody knows that. This is going to be a proper Q&A to help out people with genuine answers. So, like I said, comment down below. and I will put that into the questions. If there's quite a lot which are similar, then I will obviously just say one of them. I will tag people up in the screen when I'm doing the Q&A, so you get a bit of a social media clout. Also, if you're not on my Instagram, go into my descriptions and follow me on there, because I will be also putting a tag up on the posts where you can put your question in there. So that is the video today. I just wanted to make sure that you all understand what you got to do. More questions, the more better. And just to let you know, Friday's video might be a long one. So that's why I've put the timestamps ready, for the questions, because if you don't want to watch the whole of the video, you can obviously go to the timestamp on the question you want to, see the answer. So I personally would watch it all, because it only not helps you grow, because it'll be quite beneficial for you in other things. You might think you know something, but somebody might give you an answer, or might give you an answer which is just a bit different, so you can try it. And yeah, that's it. So obviously comment down below your question, and also add me on Instagram and put your questions on there if you want to do on there. But thank you for everybody who supported me over the last few days. I love you all. Some of the comments that was given, brilliant. And it's really nice that I saw a couple of people saying they actually buy walkers and they sell them as well now. Bring on John, the Texas Walker Ranger. Anyway, I'll leave you with that note, and I'll see you again later on in the week.